Hi, friends. How are you? Good to see you. Give me 1 second and I'm going to get us ready to go over on Instagram too. So we'll be on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, and away we go. All right. Hi. All right. Let me get into position. We're in a little bit of close quarters here, but look how beautiful everything looks. So we wanted to tonight give you an opportunity to think about how you're going to be entertaining this spring, whether that's for Easter, get togethers, baby shower, bridal shower, whatever it might be. And we wanted to give you some ideas to take the stress out of that entertaining. Don't let anybody fool you. You do not have to make everything from scratch. I think that that's something that we often impose on ourselves because we love to cook and we enjoy preparing things and displaying things, and it's our way of sharing love. I am totally guilty of that. If I had enough hours in the day, I would make everything from scratch all of the time. Hi, everybody who's jumping in. But guess what? Um, we're allowed to give ourselves some grace. And when you find great food companies that can maybe take the burden off one of the things that you're planning on making for your family, it buys you a little more time. So the other things you're working on are not as stressful. But more importantly, it's buying you that extra time so that you can actually sit and visit with your company. And you're not the one who's always in the kitchen while everybody's in the family room. So that was one of our goals tonight for our entertaining segment. Plus, you know me, I love to set a pretty table. So I wanted to give you some of my entertaining essentials with some of the decor pieces that we have in here. A lot of the items that we're going to be talking about are on sale. So you can find everything that we're going to be talking about at justjillshop.com. So go over there and check things out. So we'll be balancing things tonight between decor, some food, even some recipes. I'm even giving you a sneak peek at a new recipe that I just made today. It'll be going up in the next week or two. It is a French toast casserole. And I have to tell you, Kylie and I have been picking at it all day long. Thank goodness I'm wearing stretchy pants. That's all I have to say. But it's really good and super simple and might be something you want to serve over the holidays. We're going to talk about appetizers. We're going to talk about main courses. When we get to main courses, my friend Scott Fisher is in Chicago. We're going to go out there, say hi to him. We have two amazing offers for your spring entertaining, including the return of our Polish tavern ham. So that's a 7.5 pound ham, can feed up to 15 people. It's boneless, so there's no waste, and it's fantastic. So this gorgeous ham, we'll be talking about that coming up in just a little bit. Scott purveys that from a very special place that has a long history in making this product, flavoring it. So we'll talk about that. Scott also has made a turkey Wellington for all of you. And every step of the process to make this 2 pound turkey Wellington is done by hand. So, you know, you have the delicious turkey breast, you have the puff pastry, you have this delicious stuffing. It all has to be rolled by hand, finished by hand. So we're going to talk about that. So turkey Wellington, we have one of the best prices out there for that product. The Polish tavern ham, which was very popular during the holidays. We brought it back for Easter and other events coming up. We're going to talk about a great offer that Scott has for some March Madness parties. So if you love college sports and you love college basketball, we have wings, we have sausages, we have the return of the Italian beef kit that you all love. Plus, when Scott brings it to us, he gives you even more. So not only do you get the regular kit that he gives to everybody else, but he throws in another 1.5 pounds of sausage. Pretty nice deal. So check that out. So go check out Happy to Meet You, MEAT, at justjillshop.com, and we'll visit with Scott in a second. Before I get there, I have to say, Kylie's here and she's going to do the Kylie cam. Megan's on, she can answer your questions. And the computer monitor for me is so far away, I cannot see anybody's comments. So if I don't say hi to you as much like I normally do, it's just because it's really far away. And even with my glasses on, I can't read anybody print, but maybe Megan can put some comments up so I can say hi to people and hopefully I can see that. All right, couple things. This month, the month of March, our March Madness, I think that says Cindy. Hi, Cindy. March Madness at Just Jill is our My Grandma's offer for the month. So all month long, every flavor My Grandma's, largest cake we make, 3.1 pounds, can give you up to 26 servings, on sale for $43, shipping and handling included. That is the best price around, everybody. You might see a similar price, but you still have to pay shipping. Even if you had to pay a little less for the price, once you factor in the shipping, we're the best price. And it's every flavor. So it's cinnamon walnut, blueberry, apple walnut, chocolate chip, Ted Williams chocolate chip, banana walnut. What flavor am I missing? Did I get all of them? Pineapple coconut. Oh my gosh, we put the pineapple in the coconut. That's really yummy, and that would be delicious, PS, and by the way, along as just sort of an extra if you're doing Easter brunch with your ham. I mean, I have my pineapple bake recipe, which is delicious as a side dish, but that if you wanna continue that sort of pineapple coconut thing, that pineapple coconut was my grandpa Metzger's absolute favorite, my grandma's recipe. Super, super good. So $43 the whole month of March. These will stay in your freezer for 9 months. So you can stock up on a few and know that you have them for Mother's Day, Father's Day, when you need to bring something to a picnic. Listen, you get invited to a 4th of July barbecue and it's 90 degrees out and total humidity. Do you really want to turn your oven on and bake? No. Go to your freezer, pull out of my grandma's blueberry coffee cake, slice it up into all those slices, bring that with some fresh fruit. People will love it. Nothing to melt, easy to eat poolside. You can take it outdoors. It won't spoil. You don't have to worry about refrigerating. I mean, come on. I told you we were going to give you these items that were going to make your life so much less stressful. My grandma's is the way to do it. So special offer all month long. I don't know if we've ever done a month long deal with my grandma's like this before, where every cake, sometimes we'll do like this month or right now, this special cake is this price, all of them on sale, $43. Easter, again, you're going to want it for Easter. You're going to want one for Mother's Day. I know, we're starting to think about like, should we have a graduation party for Trevor? And, so I'm already thinking like, well, what would we serve? How would I decorate? What will I wear? So again, this is one less thing I'd have to worry about. If I had a few, my grandmas could cut them up, put them out, and 18-year-old boys will come over and in one fell swoop, they'll all be gone. But anyway, so my grandmas, get yours while you can. Great screaming deal for the month of March. Also, last call and now on sale. So if you held out or you saw some of our Easter decor items and maybe you saw some things and had to pick and choose, guess what's on sale? We're down to our final quantities. And maybe, Kylie, you can bring over your camera. Probably should maybe just keep your computer down because I'm going to have you come in for a lot of stuff here. Let's talk about these Easter cottages. Easter cottages are on sale. So I'll have Kylie come over with her cam. It's okay if you get in. There's the top of Kylie's head. But here is one of our Easter cottages. So how cute is this going to be on your Easter table or your sideboard? So these, again, are so perfectly done. They glow on the inside. They have a timer. They have the cute little Easter tree, the bench with the bunny. So you can choose from this one, which is our cottage, and this one, which is our elegant Easter house. And you can see again how pretty that glow is on the inside, the bottle brush trees, the eggs, the cute little bunny. They're lightweight. These are all laser cut out of a heavier, durable, like cardboard material. But that's what makes it easy to ship. It makes it easy to create. You don't have to worry about breakage, and it also keeps the cost down. So you can have these wonderful sort of cute villages. Look at them together. Just saying, if you could do both, because they're on sale, maybe. They're really cute. So super great items. Last call on these. We're down to our final few. We don't bring in a ton of stuff to begin with, so we just have a few of the houses left. And I think you could actually keep this out for a lot of the springtime. Like you could still keep this out through Mother's Day. If there's going to be a little baby shower, like you could still have this out. It'd be so cute because there's pinks and blues. Gender reveal. So really, really cute idea. And then to go along with that, Kylie, can you pan down to the eggs? So it's also last call on our big oversized resin eggs. And these all have those botanical patterns on them. So you'll get one in pink. And again, I'm going to put it in my hand. They're about 5 inches in size. So again, it's a nice size. These are not like itty bitty. They're nice to just sort of scatter around the table. You get pink, you get blue, and then you'll get yellow. You get all 3 of them. They're solid. They're not hollow. So they have nice weight to them. put them in a little basket like I did here. I just sort of scattered them. If you look at all the things here, I just scattered them around the table just to add little touches, like here or there. So, it's a little pop of color. It's cute to have eggs. They're a little more grown up, a little more sophisticated, and just a really, really nice look. While you're panning everything, Kylie, let's just show some of the Polish pottery really quick, too. So, just a few, we have a great assortment of Polish pottery. It's all from Boleszowiec. Here is one of the sets that we have. This is maple syrup that I put in here instead of like cream. So it's a creamer and sugar set, but we did maple syrup here. You could do a jelly jam, even cream cheese if you wanted to. With this set, you don't get this spoon, that's mine, but you also get the platter that goes along with it. So all these are hand painted, all from Poland. They're from, grade A factory, the best. So beautiful detail there. Look what we did here. This is coming up from Scott. So I took some of his Italian sausage and I took a cue from Ina Garten, Barefoot Contessa. She talks about how she'll just slice up sausage. And so here's one of our platters. Here's one of our cute ramekins. And then here's our Churchy's mustard. So I'm going to put the mustard in the ramekin on top of the Polish pottery. And now look, and I put in some little, what are those called? What are these called? Toothpicks. It's been a long day, people. And then look, now you've got this and you can dip in, but look at how nice it is for serving. Like, so cute. This sausage is amazing. So good, so fresh. That's what you always get from Happy to Meet You. I'm going to pop this one in. Super good. All of the Polish pottery, dishwasher safe, microwave safe, oven safe, freezer safe. There with our Polish Tavern ham. That's actually like a deep dish baker, but it was perfect for the ham. That's actually half of the ham, by the way. Cut it in half. Did a few slices for you here just so you could see it. Remember, that is a boneless ham, so there's no waste. 7.5 pounds from Happy to Meet You. Absolutely delicious, so flavorful. Nothing too salty, nothing too watery, just fantastic. And then one last thing I'll show you, and then we'll start talking with Scott. We just got our set of 3 hurricanes back. Do you remember these? We presented them 2 weeks ago. They blew out. So we were able to get another reorder. Happy dance! And so I'm so glad we did, because I wanted to show you when we presented them before, I only had just gotten the samples that day and I didn't have time to do the things that I like to do. So today I had time. So the beauty of these are based off of some large hurricanes like this that I have, that I leave out year round, and that I love because I can change up the look for the season. So you're going to get 3 of these in different sizes. I'll show them to you in a second. Kylie's going to hand them to me here. So I just wanted to show you, for this one, it doesn't come with the tea light. I added that. You can find them on Amazon for dirt cheap. But this little tray here comes out. So for your Easter table, I filled it up with those foil wrapped candies, Kisses and peanut butter cups, all right? And then this goes on top, and you put a little tea light. And how cute is that? Look how cute those foil wrap colors are. And then you put it with one of your little Easter cottages. That's so easy to put out on a brunch display, your centerpiece, however. You're going to get 2 more of these. There's 3 different sizes. So on the smallest one, for this one, again, I just took some stems that I had, like some that I use in bouquets, and I was kind of like not loving it that much. So I just cut the little flowers off and I just filled it up with little white flowers. So you could do that with so many different things. You can buy like little rosebuds, or you could do marbles, you could do strands of beads. Go up to your jewelry box and get some of those turquoise nuggets that you have, and turquoise nugget necklaces, and put them in there. Like, there's no rules. That's why I think these are so much fun. And then for those of you who maybe collect seashells or live down at the beach, I mean, how perfect. So I took some of my seashells here. If you don't know where to display them, if your kids always collected them, if your grandkids give them to you all the time, you could put these out and have these wonderful shell collections, but still in something that's decorative and looks so pretty in your home. So you get all 3 of those. That's $79 for the set of 3. These are glass and metal. If you bought these before the first round sold out, I would love it if you could share some comments in our chat, because I think it's one of those things where people are like, oh, they're nice, but I don't know. There are some things I will tell you are worth every penny. And this set is worth every penny for your home decor. Absolutely, positively. All right, you want me to switch cameras? I'll go back over here. And I say that because I've owned that style for probably before I got married and we moved into our house, and we've lived in that house now for 21 years. And I had them before. So, like this idea of a glass hurricane with a little tea light that you can fill up. Think of what you can do, like for the summertime, for fall, little mini pumpkins or acorns. Christmas time, fill it up with red beads, green holly, like all these different things. So, love, love, love. Got them back in stock and hope that you enjoy them too. And if you're looking at these are our long berry pick stems. We brought those in this season. Again, while we brought them in some pinks and purples for pastel looks for Easter, I also thought it was important to bring in some classics like blues and creams. That's how I decorate my home, but I think blue is one of those colors a lot of people work with. And these are long stems that you can use by themselves. But what I really loved about these was if you already have a vase that you keep, some white flowers and green stems in all year round, like just zhuzh it up a little bit by adding a different texture. I read there's some 5-star reviews on these, and one of the reviews said, like, I never knew how much I needed these until I got them at home. And then you pop them into a vase and mix them in with some other things that you have, and it's like, wow, it gives it a little more height, it gives it a little more texture, and it's like flower arranging 101, so simple to work with. So, all right, let's do this. I've shown you a bit. I'll talk about some of the other things on the table in a little bit as well. Again, Bagelista, check out Bagelista. You got to have bagels on your Easter brunch, right? Churchies, I talked about the mustard and how great it goes with the sausage. But I want to bring my friend Scott Fisher in, and I'll have Megan kind of do the camera there for me. If you've never tried any of our great products from Happy to Meet You, whether it's steaks or chicken or seafood or burgers, dogs, gosh, so many different things. We've had filet mignon, Chateaubriand, we've had Italian beef, we've had cheesesteak sandwiches, we've had them all, Scott.
Wow.
And this time you're taking care of us for our spring and Easter entertaining with a ham and a turkey Wellington. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, Jill.
Good to
Happy
see you.
springtime. It's
Happy
great to see.
springtime. What's the weather like in
Yeah.
Chicago right now?
You know what? It's almost summer, 71 degrees, and I'm not complaining, but we're
Yeah,
going to even it out towards the end of the week. We'll be going back down to the 60s and 50s, but
yeah. But
beautiful,
hey,
sunny.
that's better than a typical windy Chicago winter, right?
No, yeah, I'll take it any day of the
Yeah.
week. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I hear
beautiful,
you.
no complaints.
Great. Well, listen, for people who don't know
Yeah.
Scott, can you kind of give a quick Reader's Digest condensed version on like who is Happy to Meet You? Here at Just Jill, my passion for working with,
Mhm.
smaller companies that have great stories. So what's the story behind Happy to Meet You?
The story is actually very simple. We really want to bring an elevated experience of quality, of flavor, and of history, the history that we provide in getting some of the best provisions to our restaurant partners here in Chicago. But the good news is that, and that's really the only source that we sell to are our restaurant partners, and of course, the folks at Just Jill and the folks at home. So it's really being able to provide you with the best. We have good, better, best. Folks, we're bringing you the best. And if there was a level above best, I would even go there. Everything that we do is done fresh. We hand cut every single day. So any of the steaks, chops, even the Italian sausage, nothing sits in a freezer or a meat locker for months or years. Yes, I say years.
Yeah.
Everything you're getting is cut that day, fresh quality, and you can taste the difference. And that's really what's made us so unique and so different. And that's why a lot of times we can't supply 13,000 units of any because we work with small farms. We do everything in house every day. So our capabilities are a little bit more reduced, but the quality is enhanced. And I think again, it's a difference that you can see and taste. So we're
And
thrilled
so
to, yeah.
no, I was just going to say, so I think that story like is a perfect lead in. I'd love to start with that turkey Wellington,
Oh, yes.
because you and I were talking earlier, Scott, and you were telling me that like every step of creating this for our customers is a hand process. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
the things that if somebody had a cookbook on how to make a turkey Wellington and all of these steps
Oh,
they'd have to go through. Your team is essentially doing all of that handwork for us, and all we have to do is really bake and serve.
that's it. You know what I would do, Jill? I would throw a little flour on your forehead and a towel and blot yourself and walk out with this, and it's a jaw dropper. I mean, they will think that you graduated from the culinary school when this hits the table. And this is not, and I have to emphasize, this is not a mechanized, processed product. This is done as if you were to do it at home. And I know we have some footage of actually our team doing it and making it.
Yeah.
Everything from rolling out the buttery, flaky puff pastry. And I'm going to cut this in a minute. And this actually came out of the oven about a half hour ago, 30 minutes, and it's still, I could feel the warmth just penetrating. But it's
Yeah,
buttery.
give us a second and we'll get, I know
Yeah,
Megan's
no
gonna try
problem.
to get up the video so
I'll
that we
give you a
can
treat.
show
It's
everybody that.
it's buttery. So, okay,
Yeah.
so we start with the best farm fresh. If we go, are we going back to the video? I'll walk you through
Yeah.
it. I don't,
Give us just a
um,
second.
yeah,
Megan's doing this remote. So there we go.
that's
Perfect. Just leave
okay.
that there. That's great.
Yeah,
And
just
then
go
hit
ahead.
play.
There we go. So that's our turkey. Now you'll see the sheets of the puff pastry that we actually hand roll. Well, the machine actually does, but we're actually putting each sheet through the
roll.
thinner. Yeah, the roller.
Mhm.
And then we're actually cutting out the leaves out of puff pastry as well. Those are all hand cut. Here you see cornbread and cranberry and walnut stuffing that we make from scratch. We put about a big heaping scoop. We hand roll the puff pastry. Then we'll go ahead and we will apply the cutouts that we just did, the leaves. And we actually do an egg wash for you as well. So this is ready to go when you get this home. So you can see everything that we do is fresh and done by hand. That's it. It's not really a machine process. And you can taste the difference. The turkey is farm fresh, vegetarian fed, corn finished, just like a great steak. When you're dealing with poultry, you want that flavor to just pop, and that comes from the corn finishing. So what we do is we take the turkey, actually the tenderloin, we square it off. You get 1 pound of turkey, 1 pound of that homemade cornbread and cranberry and California walnut dressing that goes over that, or stuffing. And then, of course, the puff pastry. So it's a total of 2 pounds. And if I can tell you, it's so easy. It'll come frozen. You let it thaw overnight in the refrigerator. You pop it on a baking sheet I put parchment paper down.
Yeah.
It's at 375 for exactly 60 minutes. Then you're done. And this will generously feed 6 people. So
Wow, look how
it's
pretty
just,
it is.
yeah, isn't that nice?
Yeah, it looks great.
Now I'm going to see if I can slice this for you so you can see what it looks like. And I'll hold it up.
Perfect.
Let me show you when I go into this. You can just, I don't know, you can hear almost. Now look at this.
Oh, nice. You can see that, Scott. Look
Can
at
you see
that, you
that?
guys. So buttery puff pastry,
Buttery
tender,
puff
delicious
pastry.
turkey breast, homemade cranberry walnut cornbread stuffing. Look at that. How nice is that?
And it's
I
so
love
beautiful.
it.
And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slice this as if you were sitting at my table. And there's 1 generous slice. We actually 3 generous slices now, but
Yeah.
and I'm going to slice this in real time. Now watch this. And I'm going to plate this on our platter.
Nice.
Now here we go. And it will be crispy on the bottom, not soggy.
Right. Oh, I
And
love
this is
it.
actually still so hot. It's actually, my fingers are, there we go.
Yeah, don't hurt
Now
yourself.
let me just
I mean,
look at,
this is so nice, obviously, for maybe, an Easter, but I'm also thinking like, just you haven't seen some good friends in a while and you invite them over for supper and this is what you decide to make. Or, maybe for Mother's Day. Again, if it's just, maybe it's just, mom and you, gosh, what a nice way to treat her because, going out to eat is expensive. So when you can get that restaurant quality, that reliable freshness, a more premier meal delivered to your home where you can stay home where maybe you're most comfortable, where you can prepare the food yourself, where you
Yep.
can make the side dishes you want to eat, when you can serve the wine or the iced tea that you like the best and not pay, premium charges for it. Like in the end, the opportunity to have something like this, Scott, really is a nice opportunity for people to enjoy that restaurant quality at home.
Absolutely. And let me say, Jill, the history of this turkey Wellington, we this was actually created and still is for one of the world's largest and most elegant airline in the world. So if you don't want to pay $3,000 for a round trip first class ticket so you can enjoy this, you have the next best option right here with us.
So
And that's really
let's make sure everybody knows this is not your everyday airline food, right,
no,
Scott?
no, no. I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that. That's why I emphasize the $3,000
Yeah.
round trip ticket. One of the most elite airlines in the world had this created for them. It was recreated
Wow.
just for them. So we said, wow, why just limit it? And again, this is sold nowhere else
Right.
except, now for all your folks at home. So
Yeah.
I think you'll enjoy it. And again, it makes as you saw, such a beautiful presentation.
Yeah.
It's
Really,
so
really
elegant. And
nice.
if I can tell you the butteriness of this puff pastry and the tenderness of the turkey, when it hits the cornbread, and I want to emphasize, made from scratch cornbread. We're not bringing in a box mix. We're
Right.
making the cornbread from scratch. A little bit of stock, a little bit of fresh plump cranberries, and it just hits all. It's literally a power punch to your palate. It's so good,
I love it.
and the
Um, how,
turkey's so tender.
how long can I keep that in my freezer, Scott?
1 year in the freezer,
Awesome.
and if you're going to leave it in the fridge, I would say 7 days.
Okay.
It
Perfect.
comes. I don't know if we have. I did send it. We do have a picture of it of how you would receive it. It comes in a cryovac bag
Yes.
in all its beautiful elegance, and you leave it in the freezer or in your fridge, and you're good to go. Again, let it thaw before you bake it. Literally 60 minutes, you're good to go.
You're good to go.
And then I
Love
would
it.
let it rest. Yeah, cook it, let it rest for about. Look, I think I let this rest 30 minutes, and it's still hot.
Hot. Yeah. Great. So check that out, everybody, because we do
Yeah,
have a really, really good price on that. We're thrilled to offer you something like that. I think it's special. It's something different. And then let's pivot, Scott. And I have
yeah,
this ham down in front of us. I can have Kylie come over and get a shot of it.
sure.
We first started featuring this Polish tavern ham, and it's on sale, everybody. It's 7.5 pounds. It's $84. So nice price point there, considering you could get up to 15 servings and there's no waste, right? But we
Hmm.
first started offering this, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. People have really responded to the flavor and taste of this Polish tavern ham. Tell us a little bit about where you've procured this for us and what makes it so special.
Yeah. So the recipe does go back to its heritage of being Polish from the old Warsaw Hotel. It was brought over here to Chicago, about a century ago. And what makes it so unique is number one, we start with the most premium young, tender hogs. That's so important. Again, corn fed, corn finished, vegetarian hog. Just in the younger the hog, the more tender and succulent the ham will be. And then the recipe again dates back to over a century ago. And the reason why we call it a Polish tavern ham,
Yeah.
specifically a tavern ham, is because it's so versatile. Because back in the day when they would create these in Eastern Europe and leave them in the taverns, there wasn't one method of serving the ham. In other words, you could do it as a sandwich. You could do it you can sear it in a pan and have it with your eggs for breakfast. You can glaze it, even though this one's already cooked. You can put a glaze over it and warm it in the
Yeah.
oven, just like a spiral. But you're going to eat this ham from end to end, and you'll see. When I know we offered this last year, it's just was so popular. It's so flavorful. You can slice it thin. You can slice it thick like a steak. So if you've gone to that restaurant where you have ham off the bone, you can emulate that by cutting it a little bit thicker. And it's not overly salty. So it's just the perfect balance. And it's smoked low and slow right here in Chicago. The roots are right here in Chicago in our meatpacking district. It's just a lovely, lovely ham. Again, versatile.
And I like you said, I love the versatility. That Kylie was showing you, that was actually half of the ham, Scott. I cut it in
Yeah.
half and there was still so much there. And I cut a few slices to be able to show everybody, it's not strewn with fat on the inside.
Hmm.
This is something where you were telling me you love to like just put it out with a pile of rolls and a carving knife and kind of let people carve whether they like it thicker or thin. I
Yep.
looked at this and thought, I would cut it in half and, I would cut ham steaks because I think, ham, I grew up, my parents would cook them all the time. So,
Hmm.
whether you could it, put it in the pan or you cook a ham steak out on the grill, serve that up. It's so quick and easy. It's great for breakfast. But then the ability to really sort of carve this thinner for your Easter
Yeah.
meal.
Yep.
You were talking about glazing it. So we have all of our delicious, Southern Roots sisters, her peach pepper jelly, the raspberry chipotle would be so good on this. But then for
Yep.
sandwiches, we have our Churchy's mustards. So whether it's a champagne mustard, a cranberry mustard, or a hot banana pepper mustard, like how good
Mhm.
would that be on brioche rolls and ham?
Oh, delicious. And let me tell you, one of the advantages of having a ham like this versus a spiral cut ham is, let's say you want to do a casserole with potatoes. You can absolutely cut this thicker and cut it into cubes.
Yes.
Whereas if you're hard pressed to do that with a spiral ham because the slices are already so thin. So you will get the exact same flavor, and especially if you glaze it as a spiral ham, but it's much more versatile. And to your point, Jill, you see my cutting board here. This is what, growing up as a kid, my aunt, I remember this in Vermont very clearly, would put a cutting board out like this on the kitchen countertop. The ham would go right in the middle. The knife would be here, and we would walk all throughout the day, and whether the sports are on and just cut off a hunk of ham, whether we make a sandwich or just eat it as we pass all day long, and it's just such a great treat.
Well, and I think too, like it is something where even if you thaw it out and maybe you end up only eating half of it, you could take that other
Yep,
half, slice it thin, cube it up, divide it up, put it back in your freezer, and then when it's a
absolutely.
busy week, pull out those slices. When it's a little chilly, make that ham and bean soup with those big
Yep,
chunks, or scallop potatoes, right, with the big
yep,
chunks of ham in it,
with the
like you
big
were
chunks of
talking
ham.
about. Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
it's so delicious, and I think it's key for people to know this is not salty. It's
Mm-mm.
not like watery. There's flavor in this ham.
Yep,
I guess some people, I mean, we call it a tavern ham. It's also sort of known as like a deli ham, right,
deli
Scott?
ham. Hmm.
Just so
Hmm.
people sort of, if they've never quite heard of like, what's a Polish ham? Again, and this is from the Belmont Sausage Company, right? Like
The
they've been
Belmont,
around
yeah,
for a
it's one of
long
our partners
time.
here in Chicago. We collaborate, so yeah, we provide the meats, and they do all the smoking for us. And it's just so good and so unique. And especially, I don't know if anybody has a meat slicer on, but if you slice this and do a shaved ham, almost like from the deli, where it
Oh,
becomes
yeah.
almost light and airy, and it almost melts in your mouth because it's so buttery. And so
Yeah.
just the mouth feels so good. It's just an incredible ham. My
Yeah, I
absolute
love
favorite.
I love making those, sort of ham and cheese sliders where you layer
On
it
the
with
Hawaiian
Swiss
bread.
cheese on the Hawaiian bread, and then you put
Hmm.
that butter, onion, poppy seed mixture over the top and bake those things.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you
God,
do it with this ham, and you've just launched that clear past Hawaii. I think you're in the South Pacific,
it's so
because that
good.
you're yeah, it's amazing.
It's really good. So,
Yeah,
couple great main courses for you all to consider as you're thinking about what's coming up in the next couple of months: Mother's Day, Easter, family
yeah,
gatherings, graduations. Like, again, I wanted to put together a little show tonight that made life a little bit easier for everybody. Whether you needed tips for decorating, whether you needed some ideas on what to serve, we wanted to bring you the best, which is why we partner with Scott and Happy to Meet You in bringing you a ham like this and also bringing you that turkey Wellington.
Wellington.
Let's talk real quickly, Scott, because this time of
Yeah,
year is also known as March Madness because of all the
yeah.
basketball tournaments and things that are going on. That the tournament starts, I think, later this week. So, this weekend, heading into next weekend, and then the big championship game. You put together some cool things for us. We have some brand new chicken wings that are available over on the site. Talk about those just real quick. Like, why chicken wings from Happy to Meet You? Why are yours different? And by the way, our offer is 6 pounds. Scott does these offers for some other people. Usually it's 5 pounds, but ours is 6 pounds for a
Hmm.
better price.
Yeah.
But what's the Happy to Meet You difference with the chicken wing?
So the small farms we work with, again, it's the way the chickens are raised, they're breeding. They're flavorful, no hormones, antibiotic free. The quality of the chicken is superior. This is what we sell to our restaurant partners. This is not the same chicken, and I promise you that, as to what you will find at grocery or at retail. They don't sit in a chemical bath after it's processed. These are all hand cut at our facility, air chilled, and then packaged fresh. And you'll even notice the difference when you take the chicken out of the packaging. It will come frozen, but when you thaw that, you will see they're not going to be, I hate the word slimy, but they're not going to be slimy. You're not going to have all of this red fluid that's, just sauced all around the way. You will see how fresh and pure they are. And I'll have people say, "Oh, they look like chicken wings to me. I can get those at my retail grocer." Well, if that's what you choose to do, but I can promise you, the quality and what you're taking in is not the same. These
Yeah.
are as fresh can be, and you will taste the difference because they will be meatier, they will be juicier, and they will be more tender. So we're just so proud. And these are the wings that we've been providing to restaurants for over the past almost 70 years. Same
Yeah.
farms. We use the same farms. When chicken runs short, we don't run far. We don't look for the next available product or chicken farm that we stick with our same purveyors because we know the quality will be consistent. So it's really
Um,
important.
Yeah, Scott includes some seasoning for those too, everybody.
Yep.
It was such a last minute offer. I didn't even get a sample, so that's why we're not holding them up here. But you can see them over at justjillshop.com, and they are big and meaty. Like, if you love the drummies, that's
Yep.
like you're gonna feel a little bit like you're having a Henry VIII moment.
Yeah.
Because Henry
It's
VIII with the big turkey leg, but I mean for a chicken wing, for that little drummy, that like it's really meaty and delicious.
and
So check
really
those out. You'll
important.
get Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe.
I was
I was
just gonna
just
say
going to
you'll
say,
get 2 3-pound bags, and then you
yeah.
get seasoning that'll go along with it. And are there instructions with it too, Scott, on how to use that seasoning, or do you want to speak to that for a second?
Yeah, we give you some instructions on how to do it. The easiest way to do it is to dry them off completely. You can pop them in an air fryer. You can put them. I personally do them between about 375 to 400 degrees in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes. You don't need to oil them. They have the skin again is almost a naturally buttery, juicy. It'll self base those wings. You can put the rub on, and then what I like to do, and the reason why we don't do them as a seasoned wing is we want you to do you. So if you want to do some Parmesan garlic butter, melt some butter, put some Parmesan cheese and a little bit of crushed garlic, mix that up, toss the wings in there, make your own wing sauce. It's literally hot sauce, your favorite hot sauce, and melted butter. Toss them in there. So we want it to be very versatile. So
Yeah.
super easy to do. But the one thing, I'm sorry, Jill, that I wanted to say before I forget, market price of chicken wings, folks. Trust me on this. Wings, chicken prices are going up this week. They are going
Mm.
to skyrocket. I promise you that. We carefully monitor the price of all of our meats and poultry. I'm telling you, we locked in a great price. And you watch and see. Watch the news this week. Poultry is on the rise and in limited supply.
So we're lucky to have those. Yeah.
We're
So
lucky. Yeah. So
again,
I'm glad we locked these in when we did.
great. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about, Scott, is
Yeah.
you gave us, you include sausage when we do our Italian beef kits, which we love. So
Hmm.
one of my all-time favorite Happy to Meet You items is our Italian beef. That's like my favorite sandwich ever.
Yeah.
But the Italian sausage wheels are something we're offering too. I went ahead and cooked up part of the wheel,
Yeah.
and I made a little appetizer here. Maybe Kylie can show that to everybody. It's what we were showing earlier with the churchy's mustard.
Mhm.
So again, such a simple appetizer. You don't always have to worry about, like, you don't have to cut up all the vegetables. You don't have to do all of this. You don't have to do all of that. Cut up the best sausage ever, serve it with the best mustard ever. And that is such a quick and easy appetizer. Talk about the quality of your sausage, Scott. Like, what's
Yeah.
the big deal with this Italian sausage?
So this is a family recipe that dates back over 70 years, made right here in Chicago. It starts with the freshest pork tenderloin, just a handful of limited ingredients, spices, a little bit of red pepper flake. What we do is we use cracked fennel. A lot of times people will either use fennel
Mm,
seed or ground fennel. We actually crack the fennel, which gives it a much more mild and just, I can't even describe it. Our sausage is the number one sausage, I will say, not only in Chicago, but I think throughout the United States. It's that popular. We supplied this sausage to one of the top Italian beef and sausage shops in Chicago. I promise you, you have never tasted Italian sausage until you've had this right from the heart and soul of Chicago. It's that good.
and I did it as an appetizer, but I mean, this is the kind of thing where you could do sausage, peppers, and onions, and that's a great
Absolutely.
meal. You can
Yep.
do this, you could throw it on the grill and do sausage sandwiches. I mean, like, I just think sausage like this, when it's this quality and it's not greasy and it's not
Mm-mm.
gritty and it doesn't feel mealy when you bite into it, like there's a smoothness to it. It's a
Mhm.
mild Italian sausage. So even though you talk about, there being a little bit of red pepper in there and the cracked fennel, it's not spicy. It's
Not
just
at all.
flavorful. And
Yep.
again, so tender. I don't know about you, Scott, but what I've learned over the years in doing a lot of cooking at home, I think people sometimes cook sausage over too high of a heat,
Yep.
and then what happens is it gets too dark on the outside, but it's still not cooked all the way on the inside. So I like to cook my sausage more on a medium to medium low so that it's evenly brown. I might be, flipping it more, but it
Hmm.
never gets black on the outside and it stays so juicy and flavorful and cooked all the way through on the inside. I don't know if you have any tips.
100%, Jill. You're on point. What most people in America do, and this is something I was actually at the Houseware show not long ago, and I heard someone complaining about a pan that they bought from a particular pan company. And the rep, and she was from Germany. And she looked at this individual, and she's because their pan had burn marks on the end, and she said, "My dear, you people in America always use the highest flame when you're cooking. We don't know why. Yes, use a medium to small flame. You don't have to use, unless you're boiling water, you don't need that power flame. A
Right.
medium flame is great. And with any good quality meat, especially with our pork, with our chicken, with the Italian sausage, you don't need to overcook it. Usually people cook out of fear that it's never done. If you cook it for the sausage will cook in about 20 to 25 minutes. You don't want to
Yeah.
overcook it. And it comes out just like you said, Jill, just so tender over a
Yeah.
medium flame, medium low, and then just keep, flip it once or flip it twice. If you're going to do it as, a popular appetizer or entree in Chicago is called, it's a giambotta, which is Italian sausage with peppers and onions and a little bit of garlic and white wine. And you
Mm.
just let it all melt in one pot. You can do it in one pot, one casserole dish on top of your stove in the oven. You can do it on the grill. A real good way
Yeah.
of preparing Italian sausage is, once grilling season starts, is take that wheel, throw it on the grill to give it grill marks, and then finish it in your pan with some olive oil, some onions, and peppers.
Nice.
And you've
Yeah.
got about 7 minutes on the pan, and you'll have a meal fit for king. It's delicious.
Sometimes what I do too, Scott, I don't know if you've ever done this, is
Yeah.
I will make sure that I brown the sausage on all sides,
Hmm.
for, about 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure that I'm cooking it in a pan that I can put a lid on. And I'll add about, I don't know, a half a cup of water to that sizzling
Yep.
pan, put the lid on, and the steam
Steam gets it
helps
going.
cook on the inside
Absolutely.
so
Yep.
that it doesn't dry the sausage out. So I find that to be also a really simple
Yeah.
way and sort of no fail way to make sure It's cooked all the way through. I don't cook the moisture out. It doesn't get too brown, and it turns out perfect every time.
Yeah, and another good tip along those lines too is if you're going to do that and you want to have sandwiches or Italian sausage sandwiches the next day,
Mhm.
put in a lot more peppers and onions and garlic and oil and build that all up. Do a cut, you have the wheel, so you can actually cut that into individual links if you'd like, or cut off as much as you'd
Yeah.
like, put the rest away, and then reserve all of those peppers and onions and let them sit in the fridge overnight. They get even better the next day. Then you
Yeah.
simply warm that up, grill your Italian sausage, warm up your sausage and peppers, put it on an Italian roll, and away you go. Maybe a little
So good.
giardiniera, and you've got the
Yeah.
best sandwich. Yeah,
Our
just
friend
delicious.
Rachel Scott from Southern Root
Yes.
Sisters, we have a new set. She did a whole new condiment set, and she has a green tomato chow chow. Wouldn't
Mm,
that be so good on top
delicious.
of the, sausage for a sandwich? That would be so good.
Yeah, and the others, I mean, over the ham too, just with the preserves.
Yeah, would be delicious,
Hmm.
delicious. So, well, Scott, thank you as always. I always
Of
appreciate your
course.
time. I know that you've been really busy at QVC. You're flying back and forth all the time, so I always hate to intrude on your home time. But tell Chris, your
Never,
wife, thank
never.
you,
I will, I
and
will.
and
And
thanks for
say hey to
spending some time
everybody
with
in your
us
camp as
tonight.
well.
All right, we'll see you soon.
It's good seeing you. I'll see you soon. Thanks, Joe.
Okay,
Thanks, everyone.
thanks, Scott. Yep, thanks, Scott.
Yep. You.
All right, everybody. So, again, couple great items from Happy to Meet You, and there's more over there. We have quite a bit of offers that are appropriate for like getting you ready for grill season, getting you ready for entertaining that are on sale right now. If you're looking for breakfast sets, I just made these for Trevor the other day. Scott did a package of breakfast sausage patties with Callie's biscuits. I just made them for Trevor. So it's the cheddar and chive biscuits. I baked those for him for breakfast one morning. I scrambled some eggs. He had sausage patties. Like, hello, kind of spoiled. Wait till he goes to the dorms in the fall. But we have that on sale. We have the Italian beef sandwich kit. That is one of my favorites. The thin sliced, delicious premium roast beef, the delicious, kind of au jus that you warm up and serve and dip the meat in, the giardiniera, the rolls. Like it's the whole kit plus a pound and a half of the sausage. If you just want the sausage, that's on special. We have the amazing, huge quarter-pound hot dogs. I think it's a 4-pound hot dog deal. That's available right now on special. So, and of course, the tavern ham and that turkey Wellington. So, check out everything from Happy to Meet You when you have a chance, because all of those items are premium quality and they really will make your life easier. I can't tell you how many times I open up my freeze and I'm like, oh, I have things from Happy to Meet You or good for dinner. All right, let me just talk to you about a couple of other things. We're doing pretty good on time. Yay. Um, from Bagelista. So if we're thinking about springtime brunches, maybe wanting to, make some breakfast sandwiches, those kinds of things. Bagelistas are these incredible bagels that we're so proud to offer at Just Joe. They're some of the best bagels I've ever had. And you'll get 16 bagels. You'll get 4 bags, and each bag has 4 4-ounce bagels. The unique thing about Bagelista bagels is they are half baked. So when you put them in your oven frozen for 7 to 10 minutes, you're finishing the baking process. What does that give you? That gives you a fresh baked bagel experience. This is not a bagel that's already been cooked, frozen, and you're just kind of putting it in the oven, baking it a second time. You're finishing the baking process, which gives you that delicious, shiny crust on the outside, the chewiness of a bagel on the inside. And just so you know, Bagelista bagels are made in the Bronx. They are made in New York. They are kettle boiled first with New York water. So they have all of the things that really are thought to make New York bagels different than all the rest. We offer 4 flavors. There's plain, sesame, cinnamon raisin, and everything. And you can get 4 bags of a single flavor, or we do a variety pack where you get 1 bag of each. And I just wanted to show you, and maybe Kylie can show you this too. This is another one of our really pretty Polish stoneware plates that I'll show you. Like, isn't that gorgeous? So check out our Polish stoneware when you have a second. I'll take those off for a second so you can see the plate. Isn't it so pretty? All hand painted. But here's what the bagels look like. So I baked these off earlier. There's your delicious sesame. Here's the cinnamon raisin. My favorite is the everything. Here is the plain. Here's what I want to show you. This is what the plain looks like first. So when you get your bag, that's what the plain looks like. And 7 to 10 minutes later, after baking at 425 from frozen, that's what it ends up looking like. Gorgeous golden brown all the way around. And then, of course, just like it has that delicious softness, chewiness on the inside, but that crust on the outside. When you take these straight out of the oven after they're done baking, you can, cut it in half, put on your schmear of cream cheese, whatever you happen to like. Apparently, there's a little controversy right now about the way the Barefoot Contessa slices her bagels. She slices them in thirds, not in half. One, two, three. Some people are like, what? Others are like, brilliant, Ina, more surfaces for the cream cheese. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Anyway, I thought that was funny. But what I wanted to say was, if what I usually do, because I'll bake these up for Trevor quite a bit, but when I bake them up, I will bake a few extras so that he can have one in the morning fresh out of the oven. Maybe I'll have one. I really enjoy peanut butter on my bagel. That's just me. Or I like making a breakfast sandwich with, bacon and eggs and eating it. But if I already have a baggie with 2 or 3 of them that are already baked, then the next day I might slice it in half and then put it in my toaster and then have more of a toasted bagel kind of an idea. So you can decide how you like to do it. But again, from frozen, if you read the reviews on Bagelista, they are 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. This is an excellent product. We love Warren and his family who brings us Bagelistas. They're delicious quality bagels. We consider ourselves bagel snobs. Bernadette, who you hear us talk about, she and her husband Bill are kind of bagel snobs, and we choose Bagelista. So we hope that you consider choosing those too. Couple other quick items. I know I've mentioned Southern Root Sisters and Churchies. So Southern Root Sisters is our purveyor of pepper jams, other jams and jellies, and now brand new, she's just created this new condiment set. I got to try these in Atlanta when I saw Rachel and her mom at the Atlanta gift show. So this is a brand new set. And what you're going to get here is, and these jars are 12 ounces, green tomato chow chow. So chow chow is like a relish, and usually it's made from end of summer season vegetables. So this is going to be onion and peppers and green tomatoes. Then you're going to get a Southern caviar, which is black bean, corn, tomatoes, and a little bit of spice. Then you're going to get this delicious olive salad for those of you who like olives. Think about that. That's kind of I was going to read the ingredients. That's olives with some cauliflower, carrots, celery, red pepper, some pickles, some pimentos, some sweet peppers. This is almost like a jardinera version. How do you use these? You can use these on sandwiches. You can use these on casseroles. You can use these, topped off of your favorite, whatever it might be. Love the idea of the thin sliced ham sandwich with some of the chow chow. Use some of the sausage with the chow chow. Use the Southern caviar as just like a little side relish if you want to. Mix that in with some hamburger and cauliflower rice and do a taco or a Southwestern bowl. The olive salad would be good on top of cream cheese and a bagel. So there's all different ways you can use them. They'll come in your Southern Root Sisters box. Kind of a nice gift idea for a hostess or foodie in your life. Think ahead to Father's Day too. Like that's the kind of thing my dad would have loved to try new things. And then also don't forget from Southern Root Sisters, we have her great cookie mixes. So a lot of different flavors there. Again, designed to make your life easy. All you ever have to add with Rachel's cookie mixes is usually a stick of butter and 1 egg. Everything else and unique flavors. Yes, there's chocolate chip, but this is salted caramel. There's I love the lemon cookie this time of year. There's a spiced cookie. There's the white chocolate snickerdoodle. There's so many delicious flavors for you to try from Southern Root Sisters. So check those out. And then Churchies is more about mustards and flavored fruit butters. So Churchies is an award-winning condiment company. I have to tell you, I hate mustard. Yellow mustard is like evil to me. And yet somehow today when I was setting everything up, I was taking pretzels and dipping it into the Churchy's mustard all day long. It's so good. She first won her award with Churchy's with the champagne mustard. We do a trio of mustards that gives you the champagne mustard, the cranberry mustard, and the hot banana pepper mustard, but it's not as hot as you think. It does have a little heat, but it's delicious. You can get all three of those for $40. Remember, shipping and handling included with everything. Glass jars, really nice presentation. But the value I love is we do a set that gives you 3 pounds of pretzel sticks. These aren't any pretzel sticks. These are pretzels from this amazing company. Kylie, can you give me that box? From Fuller's. Fuller's is in Reading, Pennsylvania. They've been making these pretzels for over 100 years. And so you can get the set of 3 Churchy's mustard and a 3-pound box of these delicious pretzels made in Reading, Pennsylvania for $49. So to me, that's the awesome value. You get to try the mustards, and then for $9 more, you get 3 pounds of these delicious, delicious, delicious pretzels. And that includes your shipping and handling. Churchy's also does a lot of delicious fruit butters for us. So cherry butter, strawberry butter. And there's some other gift sets too from Churchy's. If you're thinking about hostess gifts or for entertaining or just changing things up from your regular routine, one of the sets that I really like from Churchy's gives you her pretty peppers, your champagne mustard, and one of her cherry butters, which again is an award winner. So check out Churchy's. And then also for a little sweet, if you're somebody who loves popcorn, how about if we do popcorn and then we toss it with chocolate and pretzels and potato chips or peanut butter cups? These are also great for Easter baskets. These are great to send to your college students. So if you have kids or grandkids who are away at school and you want to send them a little care package, little kind of mid-season care package, Funky Chunky is the way to go. We have a lot of different sets from Funky Chunky, a lot of different flavors to choose from and combine in different ways. I love these kind of, the size is what the actual size is, sorry. It's a little over 8 ounces. Maybe this is a 10-ounce bag. But I love this size. It's resealable, and it comes in a lot of different flavors. There's sea salt caramel, peanut butter cup, there's chocolate pretzel. The chipsel is actually potato chips and pretzels and white chocolate and dark chocolate and the popcorn, and it like clusters together. It's so good. Really, really addictive and delicious. So that's kind of our show tonight, everybody. We gave you appetizer ideas. Excuse me. We gave you main course ideas, hostess gifts, pretty pottery, ways to do centerpieces. Somebody, sorry, I can't see that far. I'm eating Blake's mother's cookies. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. It's so funny. Kylie and I realized we wanted to bring Blake's mother's shortbread cookies with us, and we left them at home. So that's another great brand for you to check out. Blake's Mother's Cookies. They are shortbread cookies. She is local to us in Chester County, Pennsylvania. She has delicious flavors. There's lemon, there's lavender, there's classic, and there's coconut. So check out those shortbread flavors. We now offer them in bigger bags because you asked for it. Also wanted to let you know, don't forget about our beautiful glowing rose down there. That's been a piece that a lot of you have really enjoyed. We got a new reorder of that back in, but I wanted to show you, it comes on a timer. You can use it outdoors or indoors, but when you're putting together a pretty table display, why not consider putting something that glows, especially a flower. I think for Mother's Day, that's so pretty. Certainly for Easter, nestle that in with some of the things that you're putting out food-wise. Instead of a candle, right? You can pass food over it. It still gives you that glow. You don't have a fragrance that's interfering with all of the good flavors and tastes that you might have on your table. And so check out our beautiful glowing rose that's available over at justjillshop.com. So unless you all have some questions, I'm going to scoot a little closer to the screen so I can see what everybody's saying. I feel like I'm at such a loss. Hi, hello. Okay. Love the resin rose. So pretty. I ordered the Labradorite soap rock and soap dish. It's great. Oh, Rebecca, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you love it. Thank you. Here's the rose if you guys haven't seen it. Isn't it pretty? Look at all the different layers. This is made out of resin and sand. So it has like a really cool kind of look and feel and subtle texture to it. The flower is beautiful. So happy I bought it. I'm glad, Teresa. Isn't it a nice size? And I think a lot of you are probably using it indoors more than you're thinking about outdoors. I don't have it on right now, but when you get yours, there will be a rubberized cover here. So you take that off, and that's where your battery compartment is underneath, three AAA batteries. But if you're going to use it outside, make sure you put that rubber cover back because that's what's going to help keep water from getting in and what makes it outdoor. But super pretty, works on a 5-hour timer. Love the textures of it and the layers too. Isn't that pretty? Like they didn't just build it up one layer. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Super pretty. All right, so there's our beautiful rose. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Anything I showed you that you want to see more of? My grandma blueberry coffee cake is 5-star. My family loves it. Always keeps some in my freezer. So glad, Penny. That's why we're doing that special on my grandma's all month long, everybody. $43 for the 26 serving over 3-pound cake. So we really, our price with shipping is one of the best prices out there. In some instances by a good $5 or $6. So we're thrilled that we have such a nice relationship with my grandmas that we can do those special offers. Really, it's for you. So we do them, but we do it for you. Just purchased my grandma's Cape Cod cranberry walnut. Love those. Good, Sandy. That's a yummy flavor. That would be a nice compliment to the turkey. Wellington. For some reason, my brain was just not registering Wellington tonight. I keep wanting to say medallions. I don't know why. I think maybe it's all the commercials for the Olympics coming up in Paris or whatever. So I'm thinking medals on the brain. I don't know. All right. Any other questions before I let everybody go? Did you like our table tonight? I thought it looked so pretty. Kylie and I are down here. Hi, Lynn. Love my blueberry stems. They're so beautiful. One of my favorite items. Oh my gosh, Lynn, and so basic, right? Lynn's talking about the stems over here. Again, mix those in with things that you already have. It gives you height. It gives you some texture. Can I just show you? Like if I didn't have this on the table, it's kind of like something's missing, right? But when you add a little height, when you add some texture, when you add dimension, and these are wired, so you can separate them as you want to. It just, it adds a little something. Put it on a side table. If you have a mantle or you have a huge 2-story family room, like you need something a little bit bigger and fuller. So those stems are great. Can you hand me the pink and purple, Kelly? We do have those in pink and purple too. So you get 2 blue or 2 cream or 2 pink. There's the pink. And see, they're sort of shades of too. They're ombre a little bit. And what I loved about these is, and they're on white stems, is that even some of them have a little bit of like crinkle to them. The way sometimes some berries start to like crimp up a little bit more than others when they're out in nature. They did that on these too. I thought that was cool. And then we also did the lavender. For those of you who love purple. I love the pink and purple together. That could be really pretty for an Easter table, just saying. I love the blue and the cream together. You could do pink and cream, lavender and cream. You could just do one color. And we also did some candle rings that match those shades. So they were really pretty candle rings. We did lilac ones and multicolored ones. So you can check those out on the site. Those aren't necessarily Easter. They're kind of more every day if those colors are what are working in your home. And can I just also say, if you feel like you sort of went through that phase where when everybody was using gray in their house, and now you're like, oh my gosh, my house is so gray. Pink works with gray. Lavender works with gray. Blues work with gray. So, add a little splash with your throw pillow, add a little splash with our stems. Sometimes you just need just those little vignettes of color in a space where you don't have to reinvent everything, but it seems like it's a nice little update for the season. That's my tip. Receive the lilac candle rings. They're beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad, Mary. I'm glad you like those. I love purple, such a pretty color, isn't it? Really, really nice. All right. Jill's watches are on sale. I have both and love them. Thanks, Lynn. They are. Our Jill watch from Ecclesi is on sale. And I have to tell you, I may be letting the cat out of the bag. We're going to be retiring that watch. So if you want the Jill watch, I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be here. So please get it on sale because I have a feeling that once we are done with this quantity, I'm not sure we're reordering it. And it's just a matter of Robert and I want to try doing some new things. So really, both those watches, the Santa Fe watch and the Jill watch, are probably Santa Fe watch for sure is being retired. We haven't reordered that, so we have just a little bit of that left. And then the Jill watch, I think, is going to be going away. And then Robert and I hopefully are going to come up with a couple new versions. Those watches have been around for 3 years. Like, they're great watches. My Jill watch, I wear it all the time. And it's so fun if you have more than one. Sometimes I like the white, sometimes I want the turquoise, sometimes I want the the hematite. I mean, I love all of them. But time to try something new and different. So we're gonna think of some new watch ideas. If you have any, please pass them along. All right, listen, I'm gonna let y'all go. Like, this has got to be 9:04. Oh, this is typical of me, running a little bit over. But thanks for being here. Hope you found some things to make your spring entertaining enjoyable, a little less stressful, and delicious and dependable, right? So you can spend more time with family and friends. That's really what it's all about. So have a great day. And if you happen to be around on Thursday, QVC's Gem Day is on Thursday, and I'll be on the air in the 9 a.m. show with Pat James Dementry with a beautiful London Blue Topaz and Diamond ring from Jay. I have a full hour at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday with Jen Coffee. And then I have this fabulous, oh my gosh, like, we're all going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over it. This beautiful door knocker earring with a big gem stud at the top. That'll be coming up with Jane Tracy on Thursday night in the 10 to midnight finale. So if you're around on Thursday, swing by the queue and say hi. I'd love to spend some time with you. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. And as always, thanks for choosing to spend time with us here at Just Jill. Have a good night. See ya.